Okay, so today we're going to take a look at the Jump Right In theme and to give you some idea of what it has to offer in terms of customization through the WordPress theme customizer. So we're starting off here with what's basically a replica of the demo. You'll be able to set this up fairly quickly yourself using the export file that's included with the download. Now on the left here you'll see the customizer options. There's a long list of them by comparison of what you'll usually see. And we'll start with general styling. For starters, we can change the color very easily. Thanks to the customizer, you can see these changes instantly. And that's probably a little bit better than the standard options panels that you find on most themes, where you have to click back and forth between the front end and the options panel to see the changes that you're making. And of course, if you don't like the changes that you've made, you can go and switch it back to the default colors with the click of a button. Easy as that. Now also in the general styling options, we can upload a background. Now you won't see this on the home page. This background is going to appear on inner pages that don't already have a background attached to them. Pages and posts will actually take the featured image and set it as a background. But when no featured image is available, it will default to what you upload here. Additionally, if you don't want the background to repeat, you can head over to this little checkbox option here and set it to fixed. Now, finally, under the general styling, you can add a little bit of custom CSS if you want to prevent having to go onto the server, edit files, or open up any external editors. And also you can upload your custom favicon for your site. So next we'll take a look at the header options. The first thing that we want to take a look at is the sticky header, or the fixed header. This is pretty common nowadays. What this does when it's enabled is it will follow the user as they scroll down your website. So this keeps the navigation, it keeps the branding front and center. But we've made it so that you can also disable that, because there are still people out there, we know, that prefer the classic fixed header look. So if we take a look for a moment here at the site title, you'll see that we have an icon here, and that's from the Font Awesome icon library. We've added this in. It's not essential, but it's a little bit of flair in case you don't have your own logo at the moment. And you can select from dozens of different icons. It's probably not going to be hard to find one that matches the theme of your site. But obviously this isn't going to be enough for some, and they're going to want to upload their own logo, so we've included a form to make that easy. You just select it from your hard drive, and there you go. No problem. And save that. Always remember to save. Don't change all these options and forget to save. Now I'd like to take a look at the home page options. Now, as you've noticed from the demo, and as you see here, the home page is divided up into different sections. Some of these sections are controlled by the theme, but others are controlled by some very specific plugins that are included with the download. We know, however, that not all of you are going to need these. You're not going to need a features section. You might not need a testimonial section. So we've made it so that you can disable them just with a click of a button. So let's disable the front features. So you'll see now that this is disabled, the blog section has moved up. Well, if you don't want that, you can disable that too. Just uncheck the box. And now the team section moves up the page. So that's more or less the gist of it. You can disable the sections that you don't need, and you can keep the ones that you do need enabled. Also worth noting is that if you don't see some of these options here, it's probably because you don't have the plugins installed and activated. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the options for the individual homepage sections. To start, we'll take a look at the features section. This is controlled by the DT Features plugin, which is included with the download. Alright, so now we'll open this up, and you can see there's a few options here. The first couple have to do with layout. Let's say that we want, instead of 3 features showing, we want 4 to show. So we just change this to 4. And there's the 4th one, but we want this in 4 columns instead, so that it's not stacked like that. So we switch it to 4 columns. And there we go, side by side, which I think we all agree looks much better. Now you can change the size of the image, and that image is attached to the feature itself. The features are actually a custom post type that's set up by the DT Features plugin. Likewise, there's categories, your feature groups. You can sort them. You can sort by title, all the usual types of sorting, random, by date, by post date, and you can order them by ascending or descending. You'll also note that there's a button on each feature. You can disable this by just unchecking the box for the feature link button. And on every section on the home page, you have the option to remove the title and description. Or you can add a title and description. It's really up to you, whatever you need. So that's the features section, and many of the other sections have very similar options. So I'm not going to go through them all and bore you, but I will go through and take a look at the blog section here, just so you can get an idea of what kinds of things you can do. So before I wrap things up, I just want to point out a couple more options that are available through the theme customizer. These are pretty standard things. First, we have post options, where you can turn off the metadata depending on what you want to show. You can turn off the category. You can hide the date. You can hide the author. You can hide the comments link. You can hide the previous and next navigation. And we give you the option if you want to put some custom text in the footer, you want to put your copyright information, that's easily done through the customizer here. And finally, no premium theme would be complete without being able to insert some social links. And these will go in the header. You just put in the URL for each of your accounts. And if you don't have an account with a particular site, or if you just don't want to display it on your header, you just leave it blank and it won't show up. It's as easy as that. No problem. So anyway, I guess that brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully you have a bit better idea now what DiabloThemes has to offer and what the Jump Right In theme in particular has to offer. And if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can email us through our contact form on our site, or directly at sales@DiabloThemes.com, or you can find us on Twitter or Facebook. All right, thanks for watching.